Right then, peeps. Welcome back. Sunday, 5 o'clock. We thought we'd do another one of these Bifters with the boys, because we haven't done one for a while, have we?
Bifters?
Boys. The boys! Thought we'd have one because we've got quite a lot of questions sort of stacking up. And there's a few bits and pieces.
That went really well.
I like it here.
He only wanted half a Bifter anyway.
That's because I've just took my glasses off, I can't see.
Oh, dear me, you couldn't write this stuff, people. Now that stays in, right? That stays in. So, like I was saying, we're going to do a Bifters with the boys. We've got lots of questions stacking up. We've also got a few bits and pieces we'd like to let you know about new stuff that's coming on, things that are happening. Because as you know here, things always move on, always move on. We don't have plans that stay in one place, do we? We don't have plans at all most of the time. But anyway, that's what we're up to today. So we've got Ryan over here, as you know, Connor, Ben and myself. Going to go through a load of questions. I think we've got some fails, have we, this week?
I've got some fails, we've got some rigs.
They are, see, it's happening, peeps. You keep them coming into us. Keep them coming into us. I don't know whether there's anything more we need to, on the introduction. They know what they've got on the screen. The welcome waffle. Think they're funny, don't they? Think they're funny, like. Think they're funny. Right, so let's get off the welcome waffle, because you're all welcome, obviously. And I can't help but bloody waffle.
He doesn't shut up.
Look, this doesn't work.
Because you're pressing the wrong button.
Oh, am
I mean,
That's getting left in,
I know.
Oh dear.
So-
Right then, they've got it in nice big writing and all, you know, so I can read it. So anyway, right, first of the question, so what have we been up to? That's something we get asked all the time. What have we been up to? Well, what have we been up to?
What haven't we been up to?
Yeah.
Me personally, as you'll know if you're watching the videos, this thing behind us is coming on nicely now. So I think Connor's got another couple of episodes in the bank early for that, have you?
Episodes?
They are, and I've been filming as I'm going, peeps, don't you worry. I'll keep you on every step along the way, whether you like it or not. I've had some minor disasters, I'd say. There's been no major disasters, I don't think. There's been some redesigns, obviously.
There's been some leaks.
There's been quite a few.
Yeah. I
A
come in
plumber I'm not. No,
I come in early in the morning. Oh, I said I have to come down in the morning to grab my work boots to come in. It was like a swimming pool. Life was like a swimming pool. The floor was just showing. Like, I walked in, it was puddle, like walking through puddles. It's like, what?
It's not that bad anymore. I've got it all down to one little leak now, and I'm just waiting on a part for that. But you'll pick up on that, I'm sure.
You're not going to shout at Royal Mail on the video.
Not this time, because I love our postwoman, she's lovely. But somebody's let me down here. Do you know, I was expecting parts yesterday, 24-hour track. Now it's going to be, what, 36, 48 hours before I get it? And the tracking's rubbish. Anyway, don't start me, eh? Don't start me. So, yeah, that's the Sankey. We're on with that. I'm hoping to have this done in the next few weeks. We're only, a few weeks really off camping. Hopefully end of May. Are we thinking end of May?
Yeah.
First camping trip.
My Sankey's actually done.
Pull my finger out.
Done. We'll see. We'll do a walk round the mid Sankey next week. We'll see how done it is. Yeah. Done in is more like. So we'll keep you up to speed with this. Hopefully we'll be out on the tracks with this before you've seen all of the build sequence. So keep shouting in if you need any info on this. If you've got any info for me, if I'm doing things wrong. I mean, trouble is, by the time you leave me the comment, I've already done it. Do you know? This is one of the problems when you're not very professional. But that's ongoing. That's ongoing. What else? We've got Blucey. Blucey! Go on, Connor. What's happening with Blucey?
She's back on the road.
Hey!
Back on the road. We did, was it last weekend? We did ball joints, track rod ends.
We did.
We're just waiting on a set of front tyres now. We've moved the winch back over from the green turd.
Oh, the green turd.
The green turd.
I'll tell you more about the green turd later. Will I?
And we've fettled her up a bit. She's looking a bit smarter. Cut a bit of the knackered rear quarters away because I'm too lazy to change the rear quarters.
We've got a spare rear quarter up there, right? Full spare rear. That we went to what? How long did it take us? 3 hours or something?
In the rain.
In the rain, in the dark, because Connor wanted to put it on Blucey. We've got it up there, right? He had a perfect opportunity last week. I'm doing his ball joints. Go on. The excuses, people. The excuses. You wouldn't believe.
I couldn't do it. There was not enough room.
Anyway, it's looking much better. We've also built on a bit of work.
Yeah, bushes and ball joints. Bushes and ball joints. Improving the steering a bit.
A bit. It stays now.
I think because it had been that bad for that long, I just got used to it.
Many of these people, right, will be watching the Facebook and on the Facebook. Did we put a picture? Did I put a picture up on Facebook?
Yes.
I've never seen a ball joint come off like that. If you saw that, then if not, if he gets time, we'll get Connor
I'll put this in. I'll put a picture of that ball joint in.
I've not done a million ball joints on D2s, as you probably know, but I've played about the cars like this all my days really, and I've never, ever. Never mind. Anyway.
I got money out of it.
This is how bad the ball joints were. I brought Ben over here, well, Bill, over here one day to do a bit of work. He tried to kill me on the Flint Bridge. He tried to do a flip off the Flint Bridge. No, it's driving a lot better now.
I'm just used to it.
So that's on its way up. It's on its way back. Well, on its way back. It's not been off the road really.
No,
We're all out next week. Actually, we're going. Oh well, it's no good saying that because this will be fun after. I need to get the hang of this, don't I? Really do. So next week we're going to Combe. See you there.
We'll
This
just
will
be on
after
our
that,
way
won't
home
it?
from Combe.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. So if you've seen us today, good to see you.
Does that make sense?
Anyway, let's get back to this, shall we?
So,
We
the
should
next one
do it. We should do a rehearsal maybe. No,
Yeah,
maybe not.
okay.
Now, the next one on here is quite interesting, isn't it, Graham? The next one.
Well, it was for me.
The next one on here says, Frickley disaster killing the green turd. Connor, do you want to fill the
Do you
good
want to
people in on here?
just fill us in a little bit, Connor? of what went
I
on?
think you're better. You tell the story better.
Right then, peeps. As you know, right, we've got the mega meet coming up, and we're going to do this over at Frickley 4x4 Off-Road Centre. Now, we've never been to Frickley, physically, been there. We've seen lots of it. We spoke to Charlie and Malk at Frickley and got things sorted out, but we've never actually been. So, Connor and I decided week before. Say what we'll do, they're open on Sunday, let's nip over and we'll have a look.
It's a 2-hour drive.
Fun. But we thought we'd pop over, we'll have a look, you know, a look round the place and see exactly what it's all about, isn't it? You know what they say about best laid plans, don't you? So anyway, cut a long story short, we drove 2 and a bit hours. We got to Frickley. We paid to get here. We had a nice little chat with Malk. He told us, now he said to us, this is important, people. This is very important. He did say to us, if you go down that way, down the hill down there, and it goes around the left, it's very extreme down there.
I still claim I was
said
having a wee at this point. I don't remember this.
I was there. I was there, okay? So was the gate monkey. Right, he said that, honestly. And he said, if you go around to the left, there's a big field with all the humps, and then take you up the climb, blah, blah. Right, okay. So we get in the cars. I went over the first little jump and I said to Connor, I'll tell you what, why don't you go in front? Because in that way, if you get stuck, I can pull you out. What does Connor do? Straight down a big clay wet hill, into the woods, into a bomb hole that came pretty much up to his driver's window, and then got stuck. Very stuck. Then the engine cut out. And then lots of things. Anyway, thankfully Dora was behind him. We got him out after all sorts of issues. Now, strangely, we didn't film because we weren't expecting this. So now this is 15 minutes, people. 15 minutes. We get to back up to the car park. What happens next? The alternator decides to pack up. Right, cleans the alternator out, tries to get that work, not having it, won't have it. Well, then the engine stops completely, people. Completely. Now, at this point, really, I think we just cut to the chase. You know, AA wouldn't recover him. He can't drive it. We decide we'll just nurse it home. 2 miles? Maybe?
Oh, 50.
Anyway, I'm going to get him to put the video in here. We were in Wick's car park on a Sunday afternoon, miles and miles from home. Thank you, Rob. Rob, you are a star.
He is a star.
Now that's Rob. Rob, you know you are Dark Side Development. Mate, you are a star, an absolute star. Thankfully, Rob helped us out. Like I say, at this point, he needs to just cut in a little bit of a video. So I'm going to shut up for a second here while he puts that in. Right, we're at Frickley. We've been here, I don't know, 10, maybe 15 minutes. There's the monkey up there. So we've been here about 10, maybe 15 minutes. We got down onto the tracks and thought, we're just going to have a quick walk around. It's only me and Connor here today. No, but we just thought, we're just going to have a quick look, you know, because we've never been to Frickley. We've got this meet there. So we ended up down the first track and they said it's very wet here today. The Turd ended up up to its windows in mud. Let me just show you inside his car. Oh dear. I don't know whether you can actually see that properly, but oh my. Let's just have a look. But, oh my goodness. It's very muddy here at Frickley. Very muddy. But fun. So, it looks like Connor's alternator's packed up. So, we have tried the jet wash through it. But I think, to be honest, the alternator's maybe fucked. What do you think, Connor?
Fucked.
Is it terminal?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And I think the engine's had it.
It's making an awful popping banging noise, like.
I think the engine's had it now.
So, looks like,
Recovery truck.
you think?
Yeah.
Not going to drive it home?
I don't think that's going to make it out.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Killed the 300. Oh, not supposed to be able to kill them.
It's still running. I'd drive it, I would. I'd drive it as far as you can and get recovery from there.
Yeah.
Right, well, so it looks like it's been a bit of a washout today. Looks like we're going to head home.
You carry on going now.
Oh yeah, I'm a lonesome. Don't think so. And I think I best follow you home. See what happens. Right, anyway. I think, well, after just a short, then maybe.
Just this 2-minute
We
clip.
did plan on giving you a bit of a video from here today. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, I'll catch up with you later. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So, we got the AA man, got him started again. As you can see down there, oil, water, all sorts pissing out of this. It's not looking good, people. It's not looking good. So we're 2 hours from home. That's not going to drive another 2 minutes, never mind 2 hours. So Connor's on the phone at the moment to Rob at Darkside, who are not far away. And hopefully they'll come and recover it to their yard. Because the AA have already told us that they will not recover off-road vehicles anymore. And you can see the fluids coming out of there. That's absolutely
take it to
not going home.
your
Oh
yard.
dear. Now then, you see by that video, that wasn't driving home. So the Turd's just a little bit poorly at the moment. Now in my opinion, my humble opinion, I'm only a plasterer, but I've got a plan as what's gone on with that. The fan's not working, even though it's a new one, it doesn't work now. So the fan isn't working. The water pump, I think, has got very tired. I think it's got rather hot. The head gasket's gone. And then it's just shagged, people. It is shagged.
I think a piston's picked up on the
So,
ball.
if any of you people out there, right, have a decent 300 TDI,
Let us know.
a decent 300 TDI that we can just transplant straight in, we haven't really got time to strip that, rebuild it, get it back in the Turd.
We will rebuild it at some point.
So, if anyone local has got a 300 TDI that we could buy, that we can pop into the green Turd, we'd
I
be
still
ever so
think
grateful.
you should put TD5 in it. Who else agrees with me? I think you should put TD5 in it.
Oh
Come
no!
on,
That,
come
see,
on,
this
guys.
has been the thing ever since it turned up.
It's an easy conversion.
But then,
You know me.
but he's got Blucey TD5, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Then the other thing, I can get a TD5 engine cheaper than I can get a 300.
Exactly.
Now Connor had this thing, see. I took it anyway to 300. 300. Don't care. Never kill it to 300. How long did he have it, peeps? How long did he have it? What, 3 weeks? 4 weeks? Killed it. So, if you've got a 300 TDI,
Put
right,
a TD5.
or if you really think that it should have a TD5 put in it, then leave us a comment, get in touch with us. And I think now, he's smarting enough just now. I think we leave that alone just for now.
I had a look at it today,
Yeah,
and I found something else.
I had a look at it yesterday. I went, yeah, that's shag.
The injector pump's absolutely spewing diesel everywhere as well.
I think fucking Scrapman had a look at it when he was honest with you, it's been parked there for a week, so now, isn't it?
Yeah, but the scrap man took a look at it and went, it's not even worth scrap.
So that, you know, well, if you've got something or some info, some input on that as to what you should put in it, I still think it should stick with the 300 TDI myself.
606.
Oh, let's not get that.
605.
Right, so let's just
Moving on.
move along with that, right?
M57.
But talking about Frickley, as we were, don't forget now, the mega meet's coming up. So tickets are flying on that. We are limited on tickets, though. But
Starting to get a bit close now.
yes, it is. So make sure you get your tickets booked for that. Should be a really good weekend. Now, at that one, we've had a lot of questions. Can people come on foot? Can we have quads? Can we have bikes?
Can we just come for one day as another one?
It's really, like we've said before, it's not really doable. There's only the four of us to organise all this, you know, and everything that's going to be going on while we're there. So, unfortunately, folks, this year, we're just going to have to stick to the standard tickets and the standard, like we've said, you know. Next year, who knows? Yeah. You know, if it does well this year, next year we'll get a bit more time, we'll get someone on board to help us out.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. All right, so don't forget though now, the website's live, so that's where you can get your tickets. On there, there's still the stickers. I think we've got plenty of stickers in stock.
Stickers.
Merch is being sorted out, and we'll get some of that up on the website now that the website's up and running. Now we've got some big news, actually. I think, boys. I think we could sort of mention, can't we, our new news for the website?
We can say who we're in talks with.
One of our friends, one of our very good friends that we use quite regularly. Oh, Winch. Now then, keep an eye on that website, because there may well be something coming up on that website very shortly. Well, not that I may well, there will be.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, winch max. winch max, wink.
Come on, Winch Max.
That sounded so much better in your head than what you said it did.
So keep an eye on the website. Hey, there's big stuff coming on there. We'll just leave that for now, because I don't want to say too much. We need to do a bit of a launch on that. Right, so let's move on to some new questions. What size tyres are we all running?
Go on, you go first, because you're obnoxious.
He's a show off.
He's a show-off, yeah.
Well, as you know, I'm running 37 Land Dragons. I am now. They're a little bit worn down at the moment, so they may be only 36 and a half. 37s, yes, 37s. I've tried going back to 35s. It feels inadequate. I've got to be honest. It feels awful. So I'm running 37s right now. They are getting worn. So
they're probably about
watch
35.
this space. Watch this space. Yeah. I've got a feeling. Dragon Claws have just come out, haven't they? Is that right? Dragon Claws?
They have.
Do they start at 39s?
They do.
Anyway, 37s. Who's next?
Go on, Brian.
Well, I'm changing, aren't I? So it depends. At the minute, I'm on 31s. That's currently on the chimney, and I'm going on to 35s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What, 35s?
Accelerate Bad Axe. I'm going on. Just, it's what works at the minute.
We've got them out.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
I've got to set here these out. So that's why he's doing it.
I think they'll work. I think they'll work really well.
You know,
I think they're just
soft sidewall.
soft sidewall, which will work really well with the Jimmy because it's so light.
I've not got the weight of Land Rover, but I think it'll work well. I do, I think. 31s have worked well for me, but there's just not enough clearance.
No,
I catch quite a lot of time. I'm diffing out on it.
Yeah.
That hill at Barmouth, if you had 35s, you would have cruised up that.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
Fuck off. When it's got these land axles and the 35s on, I'm telling you.
When it's nearly a Land Rover.
Yeah, it'll never be a Land Rover. I don't want it to be.
Right, so what are you on, Ben? What size are you running?
31s on the Land Dragons, still relatively new tyres. I'm happy with them. Everything that I've thrown at so far, I haven't had any issues.
What are they? The 31 by 10.5.
They are.
What J rim are you running? 7J?
7s.
7J rim.
So quite narrow, but yeah.
Aggressive tyre as well, those, you know. So a lot of it with the, certainly on Ben's car, the smaller tyre, it makes up with it being such an aggressive tyre.
The other thing is,
No.
is look at the old series Land Rovers that go everywhere. They're on bicycle tyres.
Yeah.
And why does that work so well in the UK? Because all you need is a tall but thin tyre to get down into the ruts to something to grip and go.
That's it.
What you need is a 37-inch Land Dragon. That's what you need. So, Connor, what are you running?
Land Dragon's
Ball
the way,
balls.
though,
That's
mate.
what's easy.
I'm running ball balls.
Slicks.
So, Blucey's running 265.75
Racing slicks.
racing slicks at the
So
moment.
what are they? Is that 33? Is it?
Just above 32. I think it's 32 point something. When they're new.
Yeah.
So,
The ones
So
he's
the
got are
ones on the
certainly not.
front are probably about a 30-inch now.
They're
Because
probably
there's
about
nothing left.
2 foot now, aren't they?
But they're the Open Countries by Toyo. I love them. I think they're fantastic. The sidewalls are absolutely indestructible. And for a long-distance touring tyre, they work well for me.
And they do, to be fair to them, I mean,
When
I
they
know
were
I'm not
new.
the biggest fan, but to be fair to them on rocky stuff,
Yeah.
with the air out, they are a good tyre, you know.
Even on the mud when they're new. But if you're wanting to do mud work with them, you've got to replace them every year.
I think, in my opinion as well, they're the only tyre on a D2 that looks. Do when you see these ones, if they want to make them a Chelsea tractor that look like an off-roader,
Yeah.
they stick a set of them on them and they look alright. So remember
Yeah.
when Gary got his?
Yeah.
Yes,
To be fair,
they are a nice looking
they're a
tyre.
big tyre, they look beefy, they look like they were real aggressive, even though they weren't really.
No,
were they?
they're not that aggressive.
They looked it when they were new and because they're quite beefy.
See, like I found I used to run road cruisers, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, are Australian tyre, or the Aussies like that tyre.
I like the road cruiser.
I thought they were okay at the time when I was running them, when I first ran them, but what I find about that type of tyre, the same with the Toyo,
Yeah.
is the mud terrain. I don't feel they're that good in the mud.
They're not. I don't class them as a mud terrain. They're an aggressive all-terrain.
Yeah, see, my road cruisers they were a mud terrain tyre, but in deep mud they filled up and didn't empty, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
I think
hey,
it was a cone, wasn't it? When you.
Didn't I put you
forget
out?
that now. Forget that.
Didn't I
Let's
put
just
you
move
out?
on. Let's move on.
Didn't you get stuck
Anyway,
on electric fence or
Wait
something?
there. Oh, wait there. Green turd.
Green turd.
Turd.
Oh, I'm running the classics on that. 285.75 into
turbos, hey boy.
Oh, you mean the more expensive than gold and everything now?
You know what? This is what makes me laugh about them into
They're
turbos.
still only £100 a tyre though, aren't they?
No,
No.
we've got 90 quid a time.
Oh, mate, no.
No.
Mudslingers on Facebook today. I've seen they're not maybe not 285, but a 265 or a 255. I saw them, I'm sure, today for just over £100, £105,
See, that's not bad. So,
something like that on Facebook today, because there was supposed to be a show and it's been cancelled.
yeah.
Ah, yes.
And he put a list. I'll tell you what, he does some cheap tyres on there.
When I looked to get a spare for that, it was nearly, I think it was 175 quid for a 285 into turbo. I can get a 35 Land Dragon for 190.
Yeah.
So for 20 quid more a tyre, you can get a Land Dragon, which isn't a remould.
Land Dragons are top.
They are.
If any of you out there have got a set of 40-inch Treps on 16s that you just want to give away, here's your man. I'd go 40s. I just can't afford them. But if anyone's got a set that they want to see on the video channel, do you know what they want to see them getting used? By all means, send them to me. Sorry,
I think
getting carried away there. aren't we?
clutching at straws there, aren't you?
Anyway, shall we move on? That's enough about tyres, eh? So next one, shelf in the back of Dora. All right. So the shelf. I'll tell you what that is, people. It's a bit of inch weld mesh that I'm knocking about the garage, to be honest. In the back of the D2, you'll find there's 2 grab handles, isn't there, high up on the top. So all I've done there is just got a piece of, I think it's 50mm.
It's 50-50 angle, isn't it?
Yeah, aluminium angle. So 50x50. I basically used those 2 mounting holes there and just bolted the angle iron to it, and then literally just
Hold on a sec.
popped on the shelf. Oh! So I've just popped that on, and obviously there's a piece across the front, but literally, people, that's all it is just 3 bits of aluminium angle, which came off an old roof rack, I think,
Yeah.
that was on the 110 when I bought it. See, recycling, people. It's not only Greta that does it, you know.
And I tell you what, that shelf
Hey.
works so well.
Put all sorts of shit up there.
I think Flat Dog do one. So if you want to buy one ready-made, they do
They
one.
do, yeah, but if you want to
bloody
make
hell,
one yourself,
300
you
quid.
know, you want to make one yourself, get a bit of inch weld mesh and a bit of angle line, drill 2 holes, Bolt it in, peeps. It's easy, honestly.
Bolt.
Easy.
I'd just go for the old tack screws, mate.
No, but there's bolt holes there already from your handles. It's bolted to the original mount.
But that means drilling a
Fuck him, innit?
means drilling a hole. Tack screws.
So that's what the shelf is. Blucey.
What about your snorkel?
Snorkel. Come on, tell them the stuff.
The story of the snorkel. So,
It stands out.
yeah, it stands out.
It does, about that much.
About that much. So, Blucey's running an ice 4x4 snorkel. They look good.
It sounds well.
And
does
it sounds well.
Sounds beautiful, to be honest.
The bends round the front, what's it called?
And on the wing then,
On the wing, yeah.
What's it for?
Do you know,
That's-
I think one of the reasons it might do there genuinely is the sound, you know.
Yeah.
It might create a lot of that sound. 'Cause
I
I
think
don't
it's
know,
there
I
to
could
protect
be
his
wrong.
mirror.
I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong though, I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, yeah, it protects the mirror, and it is what it is with that.
Big though, isn't it?
My issue with it is I got an airbox off them at the same time.
Yeah, it's a bit...
It's a bit small. Now, I opened it up and looked at the air filter and I went, I need to get a new air filter. Typed the part number into Google. What came up? The air filter's out of a Honda 50cc PED. A Honda 50cc PED.
But if it's got the flow, it's got the flow.
I
hasn't
don't
it?
think it has got the flow though, has it? I don't know.
I don't know. It's a very small airbox, like, I must
Yeah.
admit, it's quite a small airbox.
You can
But
have-
then, do you need a big airbox? I don't know, like, I have no idea.
Well,
I'm
I-
not clever enough for that, big, so I'm not clever.
I think bigger's better with airbox.
Big is better with most things. Well, so I'm told,
That's what I'm running, and it does sound good.
Should see him changing the filter then.
Yeah,
Might have to film him next time he's doing it.
So it's an ice 4x4. I'm sure you can get that if you wanted it.
you can,
get that.
but I would get in touch with Dirt Monkey instead, or Cova off-road.
Even better, get in touch with that writing.
Yeah, even better, get in touch with my mate Ryan that built mine. I'll tell you what I'll try and do.
A few people asked about that a while ago.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll get in touch with Ryan actually, because I haven't spoke to him since.
Ryan Hughes.
Yeah,
Ryan.
right.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll speak to him and we'll get his Instagram, I think, because he deals mostly on Insta, I think. So I'll have a word with him, because a few of you asked about them airboxes, and I think I did speak to him at the time. He said he'd be interested in making a few of those, because they are brilliant, you know, fit straight in. I mean, right in where the old one is, the same size, the quality is just, really nice.
It's an identical copy of the standard
Yeah,
D2
you made it
airbox,
from the airbox.
but it's got no restrictions in it.
No.
It's aluminium and it seals properly, unlike
it's
the
brilliant.
standard D2 airbox.
It still houses.
Standard
what-
D2.
Yeah, I've got my standard air filter. Well, I run a Piper Cross
K&N.
Yeah.
or K&N in mine, yeah.
So you could just buy off-the-shelf filter for it.
Yeah, you can buy. That's the beauty of it. So
Yeah.
I like when I'm doing stuff like that. You know, it's better if you can just put the standard filters and stuff in. You know, at least then you know that you're getting the right stuff. So anyway, that was the shelf Dora Blucey snorkel. That was from Carty 600 on YouTube. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, here we go.
Next one.
This one from,
I like this
from
one.
Jonathan Hill on YouTube. Stefan, you remember Stefan for the L200? Is Stefan Connor's brother?
We might both be from an Irish heritage, but no, we're not brothers. Good mates, very good mates.
They're not related,
They're
but I
not
can
related.
see where you're coming from on that. I really can feel. I can see where you're coming from. Next one from Saul Williams on Facebook. Have you ever flipped any of the Landies or the Jimmy over? Now, I think we'll start. I don't know. Have you ever flipped yours?
No, I've never flipped mine, but I've been on the back of one when it nearly flipped once. Hand that over to Graham.
I've never flipped Dora. I've had a wheel lift. A wheel lift it
you
was, people. You might remember it, Multibabby, but it was a
No,
wheel.
no, there's another one.
I'm
Do you not
thinking
remember
of-
when he had to be counterbalanced?
I'm
If
thinking
Cone-
of
Cone.
Graham.
We
When
didn't
the
actually
cameras
get that
weren't
on
it,
film.
yeah.
But it didn't flip. No, it came close, but it didn't flip. And I wasn't scared.
No. I was on the
Honestly.
side. I was on the side. I was a little bit.
Right, no, let's go to Ryan first.
No, come on, let's go on the line, Connor.
Don't push it a bit.
He can go first.
I've robbed Blucey.
Oh, yes, that's why I made
Have you seen
the
the
mistakes
picture
you
of
did.
it as well?
I think it has been, but I'll put the picture in again.
Get the
yeah,
picture
put
in. We'll have it down here, or up there, around there, or everywhere we want it, that picture. That was a lovely car when he did that to it, you know. Ryan?
Me, personally, yeah, I've just got skill, you see. I find the limit of the car and then I stop. So,
Should we
put a video of it? Like,
in the yard, the one in the yard.
I come down there.
It was that close, people.
I come down.
That close.
Long story short, what I'd done, I'd welded the diff up 2 days before, and I decided that drifting was a new sport in my chimney. Because honest to God, people, like, well, a lot of you with the chimneys will know, I've got videos of all sorts of people. Aaron, you sent me.
Yes, Aaron.
Aaron, you know who you are.
Yeah. They do drift well, but yeah, they don't in the dry. Don't do it in the dry. So I come down one day and I said to my dad, I did just before he turned up. I had it sliding in the dry, and then my dad said, "Go on, do it again." So my dad sat there with the phone video in it. Anyway, off I went round, and yeah, how I didn't flip it is beyond me. Like, I came so.
I'm sure we've got a video of that.
Yeah, we have got a video.
I'll try and pop that in
Pop
as well.
that in, yeah.
Pop that in.
And that was the closest I've been to flipping it over, I think. On the tracks, it's been close for you, but you don't mind.
You've put it literally sitting on its side, but
Yeah,
it's not
I-
been aggressively, it's sort of just been slowly, oh, it's
every
stuck on the
time.
side.
Yeah. It
So,
tends
if
to-
you lot have ever put yours on your roofs, have you? Have you flipped on the side? Have you got video evidence or pictures? Send it in to us. Maybe we'll stick it out in the next one, eh? Maybe we'll make a little section of that. So we'll move on to the rigs now. We've got one a picture. So is that a classic?
That's a classic, but what's in it?
Oh, look at that! A classic with a TD5, and that's Liam Body. Wow. In fact, I recognise that name.
He's coming to Frickley.
Oh, indeed. If you want to see this one, we'll have a picture of this on the screen.
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
we?
yeah.
If you want to see this one, come down to Frickley. Get yourself down there.
Don't
Get
forget, Liam, if you get stuck, I'll have the Jimmy there.
Don't you just love it, lad? Don't you just love it? So that's Liam Bodie,
Bodie, I think. Bodie.
Sorry,
I don't know, we're
Liam.
useless. But
Lovely-
he's
lovely
just
rig,
fitted
that.
bigger tyres.
Bigger tyres. Can they get any bigger? What size are they then, Liam? 37s,
I
40s.
think they're 37s.
Yeah, bigger is better, mate. Bigger is better.
They'll come in handy at Frickley.
They
Maybe
will do.
you can get through.
Well, how would you know you didn't see it?
I did, riding round in the back of Dora.
Hey, do you know what else? I've got a little tiny snippet of it in the back of door on the way home. I'm going to get him to put that in here as well.
Is it a good idea to put that in?
No, probably not.
Moving on. So, next
Now
one.
then, this one, Jim Foley with the orange turd. Ah, look at that.
It's-
They could be brothers.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really say that's a turd. That's quite smart.
It is nice, that.
It's nice.
That is nice, that.
That's
Let me have a closer look. But it certainly could be related, couldn't it, you know?
That's sort of what I'm aiming for with the green turd eventually. So it's a bit tidier.
So this is from Jim.
Yeah.
This is my orange turd. And what are the plans for the green turd?
They changed.
There's a decent scrappy just down the road around here, paying out well at the minute, you know.
I might as well get my money back, eh?
Yeah, I'll make you do that.
The green turd, obviously, new engine.
Yes.
What avenue we go down with?
300 TDI.
Probably 300, just because it's easy to drop in. Well, I might get a TD5 and just keep it to one side, ready for when I blow up another 300.
The thing is, in TD5, everything's available, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you just buy Parker do a kit to just drop the TD5 in.
It's quite an easy one.
Lockers, which that's
Well,
definitely
that's a given, isn't it? You know, it's a
big-
cover, isn't it? At the end of the day.
big tidy up. Needs a big tidy up. Full rewire. Everything's getting rewired.
These fucking wires hanging.
Oh,
I opened the door the other day, you know, and I was like, oh shit.
that was from the hot
You
wire.
have never seen a loom like it.
Oh.
Trust me.
Tell them about when we went to pick it up and I made a rookie mistake.
Oh,
What's
honestly.
the one thing that you need if you ever
You've broken down, you've left your car somewhere, haven't you?
One
Just
thing.
picture it. You go home, I've got my phone, you know, I've got my keys, you know, I've got keys! That's it, people. You need keys, don't you? To put in the ignition, turn, and make the engine go boom, boom, boom.
In Connor's case, it probably wouldn't have went wrong.
But we turned up there, and honestly, that was another disaster. We don't really want to go there, right? But yes, don't go to pick up your broken down car and leave your bloody keys at home. Anyway, the orange turd, beautiful car that, Jim, beautiful car. I'm assuming that's a 300 in that. Let us know, Jim. I'm not sure what engine are you running.
What's it say on the...
Is it a 200 or a 300? Doesn't really say. But lovely looking motor. Lovely looking
Very
motor.
tidy.
Nice, it's got the original headlights and everything.
Yeah.
See, I quite like the look of that, you know. I do like the green turds, fancy bug-eye sort of look, whatever it is. But that does look.
It does look
Does look proper, that,
It
Jim.
looks
Proper, that, Jim. Nice rig.
Well, what else we on the green turd note? I think we need to fix a fuel issue.
Yes. Goes on its side and runs out.
So I think dual fuel pumps.
Does it need some baffling, maybe?
No, I'm just going to go dual fuel pumps either side of the tank, inside the tank.
Can you not
to a
just run an
swirl pot.
external swirl pot? Yeah.
That's what we're going to do to an external swell
What do
pot.
you lot think? What's the best idea? And any of you lot out there running
Yeah.
challenge trucks, stuff like
Well,
that?
that's how they do the challenge trucks. That's what I've researched
Send us
into.
some pictures. Send us some
That's
pictures.
how I've done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be, I think maybe a swirl pot or a baffle or something along those lines, I would say.
Yeah. Swirl pot and two pump.
Swirl pot.
Two pump.
That's all right.
And I'll tell you what else it needs on that. It's a box for the bloody battery. Have you seen the rust on the connections? I'm trying to get a jump lead on it and everything's rusty, man. Ah, he's got that. And how on earth that compressor has not been nicked off the back of that truck?
I'm
It's
going to
only
take
because
it.
it's parked here.
I'm gonna-
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh dear.
I'm going to take it off today.
Right then, let's move on. So we've got some questions here from Insta. That must be Instagram that all you youngsters play about on, I guess. I don't know. Is that right, Instagram? Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know
Right.
because you don't run your own Instagram.
No, I don't know. I believe I've got an Instagram, actually.
Who runs Graham's Instagram?
I need to pick up and do a bit on it.
Doesn't he, people? Doesn't he? Right. Right then, so, first one from that blue is 500. Where do you get these names from? I don't know. Looking to buy a TD5, which engines are better, 10p or 15p?
15p.
10p.
15p.
It doesn't really
Doesn't have
matter,
plastic
to be
towels in
honest.
the head.
But if you look after it, it doesn't matter. I
How
don't
many-
know.
How
I
many
don't-
10p's are you putting yours so
Three.
far?
They're consumable. I don't know really. I've only ever run a 10p, so 15p's you would think should be better because that's the newer version of the 10p. So, you know, I would say, really speaking, people, probably a 15. Probably a 15. I don't know. You TD5 gurus out there will know, won't you? I'm sure. I'm quite happy with my old 10p. Thank you very
They're
much.
just as good as each other, to be fair. The only difference, really, besides fuel cooler and EGR setups, is instead of having plastic dowels which locate the head,
Yeah.
the 15p has metal dowels. But if you keep your engine within temperature range and you look after it, and don't kick its head in, you'll be fine.
I don't know. Maybe a 15p is the way to go if you get a choice. I don't know. If you're buying that car, then the 15p is going to be a facelift anyway, which is a nicer car, isn't it? To be honest, it's a nicer looking car.
Traction control system.
Traction controls better. Headlights are just look better, don't they? So
See, I don't think the better headlights.
15p maybe. 15p.
I like my old headlights.
I prefer the old headlights.
See, I like the new the facelift.
Yeah,
ones
mine
myself.
just filter
Hence why I
water.
put them on Dora. They don't fit very well. So there you go. You get a 15p. The headlights fit. Right, and this one is from Mika Dutton, or Mika Dutton. When you go to Frickley? Where have you been, for goodness sake? I'm only joking. It's the weekend of the 22nd of July, so we arrive on Friday the 21st, there for Saturday 22nd, Sunday the 23rd. So, Mika, get on the website, get yourself a ticket.
I like this question. I like this question.
Jake Lawton, what percentage of Graham's blood is Monster?
It's money time!
I need the sugar, people. I need the sugar. You know, I burn it off so quickly. And that's a brilliant question. Probably 60-ish.
Yeah.
I would have said maybe.
Definitely more.
That's a
were
brilliant
40%
question. That
brew.
Jake, thank you so much for that, mate. That's made my day. That's funny.
Oh no, 60% Monster, 20% Brew, 20% Bifta.
Yeah, they're thereabouts. We'll play about with them percentages as the day goes on. What's this one? A3 beans salad. Is that what that says?
Yeah.
3-bean salad. 3-bean salad.
Three bean salad, you know who you are?
Whatever you're into.
And why you called yourself that, you know that, you know. Currently on a 2-inch lift.
I know
We've
who
come
he
to
is.
2-inch blocks.
I know who he is. No, he's Joe and Charles, mate.
Ah, right, hello. Oh, yes.
I remember he seen
Dean?
when, yeah, first time I ever.
Dean, we've
first time-
sussed you, lad. We've sussed you, your 3-bean salad.
I met him the first time I ever took my job to work and I broke down outside the road. Let me tell you.
I remember him telling me now, I do. So, currently on a 2-inch lift, we're going 2-inch blocks, or shall I go 2-inch body lift next?
Simple answer that.
Well, that depends who you listen to, you know.
Simple. Yeah, but
Gwyn Lewis would tell you just do a body lift.
body lift.
He would say, stay on the 2-inch lift, you don't need any more.
If you listen to us, we say body lift as well.
Yeah,
because-
but I've got a 4-inch lift plus body lift.
See, the body lift gives you access to so much more when you're doing maintenance.
Yeah.
Any welding work, fuel pipes, changing alternators is easier. Makes so
Yeah, it
many
does.
tasks easier.
And it means you can put bigger tyres on without cutting the bodywork.
Fun job,
Which is the
isn't it,
most
Connor?
important
Which
thing, really.
alternator?
No, body lift.
Let's not go there with the body lift.
I believe, right? You had to come rescue him, didn't you, right?
Oh, my body's moved. I can't get it back in. Like, it doesn't line up.
That was because I forgot to undo the brake lines. As I lifted it on the ramp, it caught on the brake lines and went. So I had to get in with a big bar to push it back into place.
So if you want to look after your props, which Gwyn Lewis would always tell you to do that, wouldn't he? Then stay on a 2-inch lift. Apparently you don't need any more. Now, like I say, I'm on 2-inch, I've got 2-inch springs, 2-inch blocks, 2-inch body lift. And I've cut loads of panels out as well, because I just like doing things like that.
That's because you run obnoxious tyres.
So, 2-inch,
Not much body work left.
3-bean salad, if I were you, I'd stay at a 2-inch lift, and that way, Gwyn won't be upset with you. Simple
Got
as
to
that.
keep Uncle Gwyn happy.
Yes, we have, because otherwise he takes a mick out of you, and you know what I'm talking about, Gwyn. You know what I'm talking about. And me going, that did. Right, anyway. Joe J. Smith. No, I'm not going. No, we're not. No, we're
you've got
not.
to tell the people at home that story.
No, Gwyn, you're not having the glory.
Come on.
Let's get back to the questions.
I'm going to tell it.
Right, let's have a look. Joe J. Smithy. If you had to put a different type of engine in Dora, what would it be and why? If I had to put a different engine in Dora, what would it be and why? If I had to, yes, it would. It would be an OM606, I think. And we nearly did, didn't we? Like,
We did
sort of
nearly.
Christmas time, we seriously looked at doing that because I was getting so titsed off with the TD5.
And he was jealous of the chimney.
The only thing is when I looked into it again,
There's more expense than you think.
it's
there is.
it's quite a big expense to move over to a 606, and they do produce a lot of power. If you look on Diesel Pump UK,
Luke.
man, he knows what he's talking about with them things, and that's if I was going to go that way, then it would be Diesel Pump UK who I'd be getting in touch with.
It's
Never
not
say
something-
never.
It's not something we completely wrote off. Is
No,
it?
it's not. I was going to say never say never.
It was more when we added up the price of how you'd like
Yeah.
it to expect you'd want it. It was like, wow, this is a big outlay right now.
So it was too much at the time.
Yeah.
But it's not never say, like I say, never say never. And if it does happen, then to get the best out of it and to make it like right for Dora, it would be, via Diesel Pump
Let's be
UK.
honest, I don't think that engine that's in it's going to last forever. is
No,
it?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But it is. It's just the expense, really, of that we didn't do it at Christmas, and it's a big job. But I think that's what we will do at some point, maybe, if it's going to get changed. But now I've got a good TD5 and it's running nice. I quite like the TD5. It's a nice engine. It sounds nice. It's tunable. We've got Jose coming local shortly as well. I mean, most of you will know if you're a TD5 who Jose is, and you'll know he's on his tour or one of his couple of tours of UK at the minute. So Dora will be going in and seeing Jose for, I think we're going to go dual map this time.
Needs a bit more fuel.
Needs a bit more fuel, needs a bit of smoke, does Dora. She's not smoking anywhere near enough. So anyway, that's what we go for. If it's going to happen, which it might at some point, OM606. So the next one, this is still on Insta, TD5 KGF. What's the best off-road mod on a Disco 1? I already have a 3-inch lift. Hang on a minute. Isn't your name TD5 KGF?
Maybe I
And
did.
you've got a Disco 1?
Maybe I had a D2 in the past.
Or have you got a TD5 in your Disco 1?
Maybe.
I'm confused.
Can't wait for it.
Or is his disco
Doesn't
one
take
broke?
much. Doesn't take much.
Is his disco one broke and he's got a TD5 at the minute?
Right, this best mods. What would you? Do you know what? To be honest, Disco 1s are pretty off-road cars anyway, aren't they? With the A-frame and stuff.
But my opinion with the D1 is get your suspension setup right.
Yeah, long travel shocks.
Travel shocks.
I'd go for a set of old man emu, sort of like I'm on. So I'm on the pin now, as you know. They're all pretty much D1 stuff.
It depends if he's still got the full body on the D1, if he hasn't tray backed it or anything. OME. If your D1's dead light, go for the rough country shocks.
Yeah, they're soft, them aren't they, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've never tried them.
I'm running Pro Comps on
Pro
mine.
Comps as well, yeah. So
What
yeah, I would say the best thing really is to go with like longer travel.
Good set of tyres.
Decent tyres. I'm guessing you've already got that. You've got
Lockers.
three.
Full light bars.
Lockers, definitely lockers. Lockers are always a good thing. In a D1, you probably wouldn't use them very often, to be honest. If you've got a nicely set up D1, I think your lockers are more a friend of us D2 owners.
Yeah,
to
they
be
don't
honest.
flex as much as the D2. So
Well, it doesn't at the moment.
Like a
You
fucking
wait
ironing
and watch
board.
this space, people, because Dawn is going to go big flex. Anyway, yeah. So suspension really. I'd go for long travel on your suspension. You know. Right, next one. Aaron Locke, 12. What's been happening with the Blue Jimmy?
I'll be straight up, not a lot. Not a lot.
And why, Ryan? Why?
I've got another hobby. I've got another. I'll have to show you some of this.
should we insert a video now of the pops, bangs and flames?
Yeah, it doesn't do it all the time though.
Honest.
It's only for show use,
I'll
that.
show you only, obviously. And yeah, I've got a van. It's got a crazy engine. It's our B204 engine. I parked that up back end of last year when I bought the Jimny, and I sort of moved on to I'd lost heart with the van. I blew it up. I'd had enough of it.
There's a surprise, eh?
I think I put 2 engines in it, and
Yeah.
at that point I was sick of it. I was like, "Do you know what? I've had enough. All it does is cost me money and fucking break down." So I parked it up, bought the Jimny, that done exactly the same thing. Cost me money, broke down, blew it up, converted the engine, got past most of them issues, and then I thought, right, okay, before I changed the landing axles, I didn't want to have 2 vehicles in bits, so I ended up fixing the van, getting that back on the road. And to be honest with you, the Jimny is just sat up there, minding her own business. And yeah, it'll be back out soon, but I can't afford to put Land Rover axles on it just yet. I've spent too much money on the van.
So it's coming back out on the Jimmy axles to start
It's
with.
coming back out with Jimny axles to start with. I've got the axles over there, I've got my tyres, but realistically I'd like to go down the route of putting all new like wheel bearings, pads, discs. You know, there's lots of stuff that I've got to buy, creeper joints, there's all sorts of bits. And there's bits that I need from the Hydra steer, so it's all money in it. So I'm just going to have to, I've got too many hobbies, can't afford to do it all at once. Just going to have to stock up parts as I go, but for now, just carry on as it is.
I mean, she does well as she is on the Jimny
Yeah.
axle.
So she will be back out. She will be back
I mean,
hopefully
it's still,
Sunday,
it's
yeah?
running and driving. I've got the gearbox out in a minute so I can get access to the tandem pump. I want to change the tandem pump seals.
So you'll see it in the Combe. We're going to Combe next weekend, and hopefully we'll be up and running. You'll see the Blue Jimmy back out in Combe, showing us all the way round in Combe. There's some good stuff there. Be a good day for
The only
Jimmy,
thing
actually.
is I welded the diff up because I thought it was his last journey, don't I?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
long way to drive with a welded diff.
Well, I thought it was my last journey with them axles, so I thought, sod it, I just weld it up, and if it goes bang, it goes bang. And now I've got to run a welded diff.
And you know, maybe it needs welding again because it's a bit loose now, isn't it? There's a bit of play in it now.
Just send it. It goes bang.
What do you think, peeps? Is he just going to send it?
Should we just take it on the trailer on the back, put it behind the L200 just in case?
I think it'll be alright. It'll be alright.
So it will be back out very shortly, Aaron. Is that Aaron? Aaron Locke?
No.
No?
Yeah, I'm not,
Sorry, mate. There's
I
someone
don't
else.
think so.
Right then, next one from Case.Y2584.
Yeah.
When will we see Blucey back on the tracks?
Next weekend.
Well, it's not exactly the tracks,
No.
but she's ready, she's up and running.
Yeah,
so-
just needs new set of front tyres, put the winch back on the front, and still needs a bit of tidying up. I need to get a new front bumper.
But that's going to be an ongoing thing.
That's going to be an ongoing
Seeing as
thing.
how the green turd's blown up. Sorry, I keep bringing that up. Sorry.
It's a 300, it'll do anything. Bang! Oh no.
They did it well. So Blucey's up and running. Blucey's there. She'll be back out. Looking a little bit better than she did. Not much, but a little bit. Right then, Levi Murphy, 27. What do you think is better? D1s or D2s?
Well, no, what's better on the D1?
Oh,
compared
what's
to
better on the D1s rather than the D2?
Suspension setup.
Yeah, flex. Definitely, as a standard car. See, here's something, a little ditty I'll share with you here, right? That our good friend Gwyn, and Gwyn told me, he sums it up. He said, like, the D1, right, is like your Defender, so it's an off-roader with on-road capability. Your D2 is an on-roader with off-road capability. So, pretty much it's anything off-road. As a stock car,
D1's better.
the D1's better.
The other good thing with the D1 is there's a lot less electronics to go wrong.
Yeah,
The 300 TDI doesn't mind water.
yeah.
Maybe not silt. But it's more the suspension setup and the lack of electronics with the D1. I like the fact it's got taper roller bearings instead of hubs.
Yes,
Because that's
much
just
easier to change,
nip
to
them
deal
up.
with.
Just nip them up all the time. Never change them. Just
So
nip
it's
them
more
up.
old school, really,
Yeah.
isn't it? And it's more, like you say, it's more an off-roader. The difference, or why I run a D2, is because the D2 is a much more refined drive. Do you know, whether it be on the road or off-road.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
even in Dora's, guys, the way she is at the minute with all the modifications, she's still a much more sophisticated driver than a D1.
Yeah, it wasn't about I had to drive back from Frickley in Dora compared to
Yeah.
driving the green turd. And going from
Nice being a passenger in Dora.
going from the green turd back to Blucey, getting on the motorway, hitting 80 and clicking that cruise control and it just motoring along. So it just depends what
You
you
said
can do.
70 then, didn't you?
Yes.
I said 70, didn't I?
Did 70 people.
70, yeah.
It was on our private racetrack.
So really speaking, if it's a standard car, then pretty much everything off-road is better on a D1 than it is on a D2. It's just not as nice to drive, it's not as nice a place to be, really. In my humble opinion, that is. See, I'm no expert, as you know. Right then, Louis 994. What's the best modification you lads have done on your trucks and why? I'll tell you what, we'll start that end with the Jimmy this time. What's the best mod you've done to the Jimmy?
Engine, hands down, engine swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Best thing I've done.
Absolutely, innit?
They're underpowered, they're slow.
Transformed it, like,
Yeah, it's
transformed it.
It's got too much power, if I'm honest, and it's not even tuned that well. It is tuned. It's about 180 brake at the minute. Obviously, most people know a PD engine, you can go a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
It doesn't need it. It genuinely doesn't need it. It's a bit of a handful now.
It just lights up all four wheels on the
Yeah,
land.
on the road, it's dangerous. It spins a tyre, yeah. It's a bit too fast.
So the engine on the Jimmy, obviously the best mod. What about Blucey?
Blucey, lockers.
Lockers, knew that was coming, didn't we, peeps? Knew that
Lockers.
was coming. Ben?
Probably the Gwyn Lewis prop.
Yeah.
Something that I'm never going to have to really worry about again as long as I grease it and look after it. So,
Yeah.
And even if it does need U-joints, you send it off to Furrow Props and they'll rebuild them for you.
That's it. Like you said, upgrade when you can.
That's it. And I think with Dora, pretty much the suspension mods that we've done recently, the extra flex and travel that she's got, that along with the drivetrain now, which is pretty much unbreakable, the drivetrain, Gwyn Lewis, Ashcroft, so yeah, all that side of it on there is the best of ours. So let us know what your best mods are. What have you done to yours?
You're missing your favourite mod in Dora.
Oh, the diesel eater. There's a good mod. That's a really good mod. Especially if you take all your carpets out and strip all the interiors out like I have, then you can't go wrong with it, You can't go wrong with that. But what's the best mods that you lot have done? And why? Might be something really weird. Might be something just straightforward.
Get
And every
something.
day. Yeah, send us something in. Let everyone have a look at them. Right, Peanut 1993. What's a good first project off-roader?
You know what I'll say, do you?
Chimney.
I do genuinely.
Absolutely.
I do believe,
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't disagree, I wouldn't disagree.
If you want a cheap something
Cheap,
that'll
cheerful.
go pretty much anywhere, when I first got it, all I'd done to it was tyres,
Yeah.
and it went pretty much everywhere. All right, you had to give it a bit of stick,
Yeah, but they take it though, don't they?
Yeah,
Do you know those little 1300s or 1600 petrol engines
You
they've
don't forget
got?
that one I got. It was burning oil from the day I got it. You know, it was knackered from the day I ran it out
It
of
still
oil.
carried on, didn't it?
When you seized it,
I seized the engine, and I couldn't turn it over. It wouldn't turn over. Ran it low on oil. Rang my dad. He comes to tow me. Was it? Yeah,
Yeah,
he towed me, didn't he? And then on the
Tow
way
started.
back, I ended up. I kept on fucking ramming it in gear, letting the clutch out, and it blocking all 4 tyres up, and then eventually it fucking fired up and screeched away. So once it fired up, filled it with oil again.
lasted another couple of months, didn't
It
it?
lasted. It was about. I think it was a couple of weeks. And then it did eventually just let. It was to start in the morning. It used to turn over forever. It just had no compression, did it?
No.
But I would fully recommend this. Your first time out, and you're on especially if you're on a budget, don't go for Land
If you
Rover.
get a decent, if you get a decent little gym, they're a good car. They are a good
The
car.
other one, the old Pajero, the 2.8 Pajero,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them.
the Shogun.
You did quite well with
I had a Shogun
the
Sport,
Shogun, didn't you?
2.5 litre.
The General Lee.
The General Lee. Full send that at anything, and it'd get through most stuff.
It's but I mean, what I would say, really speaking, if you just want to have a first go and have a bit of a try and something that'll go most places, I would seriously go for a Jimmy.
Yeah.
And cheap to repair as well.
I certainly wouldn't go for a Land Rover. It'll only let you down.
The good thing with the
Trust me,
Jimneys
it
is
won't
they're so easy to work on as well. Everything's light.
They're small.
And there's plenty of them out there. People are breaking them everywhere,
Yeah.
do you know? And then if you want to then start getting into modifications, it's cheaper, I think, kind of cheaper to modify your Jimmy than it would be to modify, let's say, a Defender or a Disco.
The only thing to look out if you're going to buy one is the ROM. They are ROM box.
But then it's the same with your Land Rovers,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? It's say any
It's
form.
your normal places. Just
And you never
have a
thought
look
you'd
at
hear
it.
me saying that, did you? Hey, buy a Japanese car and not have a Land Rover. But that's because it says first time subject. Do you know? Whet your appetite with a Jimmy, then go get yourself a proper DT.
Or put a decent engine in it.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. Ben Thorne. Would you chaps do an episode with non-4x4 motors and just bash the granny out of them?
Bash the granny out.
Oh! Now then, funny you should say that. You know, we've talked about this, haven't we?
We have.
We've talked about cheap car challenges and all that sort of thing. I think that's not a bad idea, you know. Somewhere like, I don't know, Combe or somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, now there's something we could certainly look into. I think that would be a right lark, wouldn't it? I don't know whether you know, but myself and Ryan both come from sort of like banger racing and grass track backgrounds. So, yeah, that sounds like a good one to me.
Get ourselves a couple of hatchbacks.
Yeah, a
Go
couple
back
of
to the
little
old
rear wheel
Mazdas.
drives would be nice.
Oh,
you know?
rear wheel drive,
Nice
yeah.
couple of little rear wheel drive things. Yes, people, yes. Now there's one to put on the burner. We'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much for that, Ben. Now then, fails.
Not our fails.
Favourite bits, these aren't they? These, we always love the fails. Not that we have fails, you know, we're too professional. So we've got it. This is Teflon John, the name. And you see him on YouTube and Instagram. I think he's known the same on there. So this is on a private site before anyone starts going on about him wrecking things. It's on a private site in the southeast while running a trial. It was a wet day in the clay. 3 sets of ruts there you can see on 19-inch all-terrains. All-terrains in that kind of... just no traction. Even with a D3. Now we've seen D3s in that and that's quite surprising. So he's ended up winching that out forwards to a tree behind the camera. Shame we didn't get a bit of video on that, really.
Yeah.
Shame we didn't. Have you got a bit of video on that Teflon John and send it on to us?
Got a picture.
So that's a 2004 Disco 3. 267,000 miles on that. Look at that. And that's
Just
snapped
shows
the
if you
crank.
look after them.
Done all that mileage without snapping the
The
crank.
the D3s were alright because they had the 2.7, not the 3 litre.
I reckon that fella's wallet's huge.
Huge and empty. So some of the spec he's got on that, so he's got lift rods, wheel spacers, Goodyear Jura tracks. Now, I know
They're
good
good
things
tyres,
about
I
those tyres, I have, I'll be honest. Good Winch TDS,
Brilliant winch.
twin Optima red tops,
Brilliant
dual
batteries.
battery management pack, rock sliders, underbody guards, safari snorkel. Expensive.
I think you're right, right?
Yeah, I reckon.
Now I tell you what, who we saw at the show talking D3s was Luke, is it, from Dirt Monkey?
Oh, the new bumper he's brought out.
He's I don't know, has he brought it out yet? Is it still a prototype? But
It's-
if you drive
yeah,
a
it's still a
D3
prototype.
and you want a real nice sort of OME looking, OEM, not OEM looking bumper, get in touch with Luke there.
Not many people do the D3 bump as well, but I tell you what, to be fair to Luke
nice,
and Dirt
that.
Monkey,
It was nice.
It hits the right notes.
It was very nice. So as you see the pictures there, some lovely pictures.
Before we go, I think we've got something to address here, because you wouldn't let me tell them about Uncle Gwyn having you on. Are you going to tell the story? Or me?
Greg, you know all about it.
So, you've probably seen the video. We changed Ben's prop to a Gwyn Lewis prop because Ben blew his front prop to pieces.
Yeah.
And if you blow a front prop to pieces, what you do, you buy a Gwyn Lewis because if you look after them, they'll look after you.
Upgrade when you
Quite right.
So we released the video. Next day, Graham gets a message off Gwyn. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. We've completely sold out of D2 props. Now,
You bad man.
Gwyn here was going to leave it 5 minutes and message Graham back and say, I'm only joking, I'm just having you on. Now, Gwyn put his phone down and forgot all about it.
Yeah, that's what you say, Gwyn. That's what you say.
Left him hanging for about 3 hours. Turns out Gwyn was just having him on. He didn't even have any D2 props in stock at the time.
You're a bad man, you. You're a bad man. I take back all the good things I said about you.
So Graham rings us up and puts in our little WhatsApp group. You wouldn't believe this, he rings me, absolutely buzzing. To be fair, I believed it as well. Then, yeah, about 3 hours later, I get a phone call off Graham. He's having me on. You what? Yeah, good.
Very funny you thought it was, didn't you, Glenn? Very funny you thought it was.
God. I was howling.
One thing I will say here, Gwyn, is every dog has his day. Every dog. I owe you one, pal. But it was funny. It was funny.
Almost as good as the octopus.
insert.
Right, let's have enough now of Gwyn taking the piss out of Graham, shall we? So anyway, on that note, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. And take up any more of your precious time.
Don't forget, if you want tickets to Frickley, get on the website. If you want a sticker, get on the website. Merch will be available on there very
I
soon.
think we're going to be bringing mugs onto there very soon.
Mugs.
Mugs. We're going to do some mugs ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, Ben's going to do them.
Yeah.
Mugs. Mugs. But yes, we're going to do some mugs shortly, we think. Connor's got he's going to get all the kit that, you know, all the technical shit that you need. He's going to sort all that out, and I think Ben's going to start printing them up. So if you would like a mug, personally printed by this man here, and certainly all the technical bits sorted out by this man here, and absolutely nothing done by this man here, then keep an eye on the website, right? Because they're coming.
Hold
They're
on,
coming very soon.
we'll get you to model it for the picture.
Oh yeah, we do. I'm doing that, Martin.
But yeah, don't forget, like,
Share, subscribe, and ring that little bell, people. Come on, subscribers now.
oh, here we go, you're going to start him.
We all get it's coming up, but there's still something like nearly 60% of you people out there. Come on, people, please, for me, just for little old me, eh?
Well, me.
Just click that button. What do you mean? What about the old lad?
Definitely the
Well,
old.
that's why I didn't mention that bit.
See what I have to put up with here?
6 foot
So
6
come on,
metal.
click on that link, won't you? Subscribe and share this about people. Get it out there. Come on. The more people we get on here, the more subscribers we get, the more views we get, the better sort of content we can bring you back each and every week. And anyway, we'll see you here, same place, same time next week for much, much more on your favourite 4-wheel drive UK.
Thank God that's done and it's stand up. Fucking hell. God, I've been holding it down.
Been holding that fart in for
Oh,
about
I hate
half
sitting
hour.
down.
Surprised you didn't shit yourself.
No, I haven't been on the protein shakes.
Oh, let's
Right, good song. Oh, God.